decent food, most of these people seem like they'd be content withering away.
which makes the lady selling the muffins all the more interesting.
Hmm.
You know, when I was a little snipe living in the gutter with the other snipes in Waterdeep, there was an incident where these bandits came into the city and they began selling mead and ale to the local, I don't want to say lowlifes, but the more unfortunate
Underbelly.
people. Yeah, underbelly. They were trying to muscle in on the Thieves Guild. So they had asked me to do some scouting for them. And I found out that these bandits had actually been putting drugs into the mead
Hmm.
to addict the
Get them addicted.
people.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bleed them
and
dry.
and then they would offer a counter in the mead to negate the bad effects. But it turned out that the alchemist that was working with the bandits to drug the mead was actually putting a slow poison in it because he was actually a necromancer and he was trying to raise up an army to overthrow the kingdom. So it was very unusual for all of these people to be clamoring for this one product.
Hmm.
And it kind of seems to me that this muffin lady gives off the same kind of vibe.
Could be the same ilk. Yeah.
I wonder if maybe those muffins might be drugged with
I,
something that keeps the populace from rising up.
I also don't think
But
these people
no,
have a goal to their name.
yeah, it did not
True.
appear that anyone purchased these pastries, though.
That we saw. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find that lady and follow her. I'm
Um,
down
I,
for that.
I know that I'm interested in, at the very least, in trying to find Gertruda because I think a mother wanting to try and do what's best for their child is a very important thing. So
She needs closure.
yeah, I
she
don't
did not seem sane, though.
know,
She
but
doesn't sound it from what I could hear and from what you told me later.
if her child's alive, her child at the very least needs to know that her mother is suffering because of her.
But what if Gertrude is dead? I mean, would you want to go back and tell her mother and take away the last bit of hope she has?
I don't know. I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it, I guess.
It
Yeah,
could be
that's true.
closure for her.
Could be.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
wouldn't act without us all talking about that. That would not be anything that would be one sided or one decision. It would have to be cumulative.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. It would be good to see what Bowers and McNoon have to say about that too.
Mm. Uh, so, while we're on the topic of family and whatnot, Maya, you were saying that you were searching for your family, correct?
Yeah, that's on hold while I'm here, so which is why she points at Blue, Sparkle, which is why she's curious about that dude she saw when she was dead, not dead, because it sounds like the guy that intercepted her travels and yoinked her here and gave her the rudimentary powers of a cleric.
Well, yeah, when you were brought here, did the power that brought you here, did they say anything to you?
Oh, they all had things to say. There was a couple of them, but that was the
It
dude
was
who intervened on her behalf because the rest wanted to,
it
whatever they
was
were, presences wanted to, you know,
yeah.
delete her as an invading force. And he's like, no, 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 no. And he seemed to have a use, a purpose, and it was help you guys out or let the others delete me.
Hmm.
And you got a good look at him?
No better look than you. You know, dark,
Hmm.
nice
Amorphous.
voice, wrapped in dark shrouds and mist and blah blah.
I'm guessing that both of you would recognize the voice if you heard it again.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
I guess we'll have to see if we find anyone of that quality here.
Well, somebody was very, very powerful indeed to be able to do that with all of us. Like we were like pawns on a chessboard.
The, I mean, the only one that we know that has that much magical potential here is Strahd, he who shall not be named himself.
Oops.
Considering that he killed a wizard not that long ago from the rebellion, but
But did he kill her?
But how do we
killed.
not know that there are not more vampires in this land?
It's true.
Or wizards? Indeed.
These are all other options. Just the only individual we know of right now that is that potent of a magic user here, we've heard of is him. But we should be on the lookout because if there is another individual that is of that quality that has reached out to both Sparkle and Maya, they would make a good ally, to say the very
Indeed.
least.
Indeed. But it
But
doesn't
probably
seem
not
like
the
they want to
wolf.
be directly involved.
Right. Maybe. Maybe
But
they
the
would.
other, this, go ahead.
Maybe
Finish.
they just want exactly what you were saying, in that they wanted to break um, the overthrow this terrible regime of which these people are living under, and so
Mm,
they've plucked individuals as they were, Maya being one, yourself as another, plucked them and put them in back into the story as a way to make sure that the group is able to press on to this climax in due time. That's how I would write it if I wrote it as a story.
well, if I die again, I hope he brings me back again, because I don't like the concept of Strahd. He shall not be named,
Yeah.
winning, and this land, being under this pall forever. I mean, these people are. It's so sad.
There is no life here.
There's
No,
no hope. There's no anything. It is much
indeed,
like the food. I know Kanoon would speak volumes of the food, but it is much like the food, bland, empty, and
unfulfilling.
unfulfilling.
Speaking of food,
Hmm.
Maya's wondering about those pastries after all.
We could definitely try and find the pastry lady. We at the very least we know she had a cart. Not that many people are carting around. We could probably follow those tracks if we so chose.
Yeah,
Plus, it's also late in the day. We shouldn't travel with Irina until tomorrow.
Mm.
We should have
correct.
plenty of time to find strange old lady with
Yeah.
hopefully very yummy, yummy, yummy
You know,
pastries.
if we weren't here in Barovia, the best way to find somebody like that is to ask the people. But the information is not there because the people aren't willing to cooperate or talk to us. So we have to come up with alternative ways. So I think looking for the track marks from the wagon would be a good place to start.
Based on what Ismark said, though, it didn't sound like he's even seen this woman before. It sounded like a new phenomenon based on his reaction. So
Yeah.
maybe
Hmm.
this is a new business venture. So even if people were willing to talk to us, maybe they don't know why this woman is knocking on their
Hmm.
door.
It would explain why no one wants to buy her pastries.
No, she's a stranger selling things for a gold apiece. Many of these people will never see a gold in their entire lives. Um, One thing I did want to ask Maya. Um, so, is your main quest in all of this to get back to your family?
Yeah, no, she's her her plan is to help you guys. She's you all are kind of growing on her, and then as soon as her debt to you guys is complete, she's gonna set off to try and find her way home. Assuming because she does, even though the entity that dropped her in this world promised to return her, you know, when all was said and done, she has experience with those kind of promises
Mm.
is biting her in the ass. So she's kind of planning on having to start over and find her own way home.
Well, I hope you, Maya, and Croft, and anyone else who has some sort of business here, anything that I'm able to help, I'm very happy to help you all. You're all good people, and we're all on a devoted mission. I'm very happy to assist if I can in any which way.
Yeah, we work together well as a team.
We do.
We should stick together.
We should. Um,
Yeah. My only goal is to fight things, see new stuff, and
Well,
find a six-sided star in orbit circle.
okay.
yeah, we need to look for that.
What
I probably will not find it in this land, but
Well, I can promise Cicero one thing. You're stuck with me because now you're my mentor.
I
Because
am.
I'm going to learn to be a bard
Uh, well,
someday.
I
does
will.
this mean you will not you will stop stealing things?
I don't steal. I take
She
souvenirs.
permanently borrows.
Right?
I
Have you borrowed anything from our host here?
No, actually, I don't think I have.
yes, you have.
What?
What did she take? I don't remember.
she took. I know this because I edited the last episode already.
A figurine?
No, you took the
Ugh,
spices from their spice jar to add to a stew or something.
I don't remember
So
that.
so here's the here's
Yeah,
how
I made tea. I made tea and food for y'all.
yeah, so here's how it went down is that she searched the stuff to see what could be added to our oatmeal, but it was like nothing was going to be that
Oh, that's
helpful.
right.
So,
That's
but
right. I
she found
remember.
something
Yeah.
that could be added to like a stew. And like I said, I only remember this because I just said it in the last episode. So,
I don't
Right.
even think I wrote that down.
oh well, you
I'll have
got
to look.
like.
I'll have to write it down.
I mean, it's on the video. You can listen to it.
Yeah, I'll have to. That'd be funny.
Um, well, so you don't have to talk about it if you don't want, Croft. I know I ask a lot of questions, but would would you care to share why this star is important? Or
Many people in my village died. This symbol was left on the tents in blood. I was told it means it's a symbol for the Crimson Dawn. Is that what? Hold on. Is that what Pete changed it to? Yeah. It's a symbol for the Crimson Dawn.
oh, I wish I could roll something, but I can't right now. So
True,
I'll
but
have to put a book note in that for next time for bard shit.
I need to find out why they attacked my village. My village is very small. We have a small camp in Neverwinter Woods. We share not too far from us is an encampment of rangers and druids.
Hmm.
We all have been there for many centuries. No one bothers us. No one comes to us. We are very isolated.
I've heard of that place, but I don't think I've ever been there.
I've been to Neverwinter, but the forest is.
Myself and some friends went to do some training in Neverwinter. Uh, Icewind Dale? Did we go to Icewind Dale? Hold on. It's been
Ice.
a while since I talked about her backstory.
Yeah, Icewind
Is
Dale.
that Icewind Dale? That's right above Neverwinter, right?
It's more north, yeah.
Yeah,
You would have
yeah.
to go. You would have to go
Yep,
north,
it is. Okay.
northeast.
So yeah, she did training in the icy tundra of Icewind Dale, with a ranger and a druid. They were doing their own thing. We were kind of like a trio of misfits that just like to get in trouble
Mm.
and test our strengths with each other. The druid was a shapeshifter, and the ranger was just very strong for an elf. Um, we came back, and only my village had been attacked. Theirs were fine.
Hmm.
Many people died.
Is
So
this
far, I have traveled up and down the Sword Coast looking for answers. I found some in Waterdeep when I was traveling with Burton.
you were in
And
Waterdeep? Oh wow,
we were.
we might have run across each other.
Yeah, I've
We
also
had
I
a
hope I
spent
gnome.
time
didn't
in
take your
Waterdeep.
pocket.
We had a gnome companion who
Gave
could not
cookies, right?
jump on boxes. Yes, his name was Keebler. He was an elderly old man who could not jump on a box.
Well,
If I picked your pocket, I'm sorry.
I think she might. Well, actually, I don't know. She might have noticed if you were to a picture pocket.
well, if is there still members of your tribe that are alive?
Oh yes,
Okay.
oh yes. We before I set off to find answers, I helped to fortify our village, to make it safer. we made arrangements with the other tribes for the Ranger clan and the Druids that they would, help patrol. We would take turns watching each other's backs.
Hmm.
Well, that's good.
Well, if
Is
this
it?
Last I left, my family and father were still alive.
Okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
That is good.
Is this order like are they like a holy order or a cult or a
It sounds
guild
like a
or do
cult.
you know?
I do not know. I was told they were similar to the Xanathar Guild
I want to
or
roll.
the Zentharum. Zentarum?
Centaur.
Zentari.
No.
I know those guys. I've heard of them. Not so nice.
Well, if there's anything that comes up here that I can be of assistance, and I'll think on this name a little bit more, and maybe something will come up um, within the next hour or two. Out of game way to say I'm gonna roll on it.
Croft really, really wants to question anyone who has any information on it to the point where it's almost a flaw with her.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she like almost like tunnel visions if she finds information on it.
Well, I hope all of you know, and Burton, unless you have a lingering secret of which I can assist as well, but if there's anything that I can do to help any of you, I'm willing and happy to help you all. You're
Yes,
good. You're
Burton,
good
tell us
people.
all your dark secrets.
You are
Yeah,
all
I was
good
I was
people.
pretty much just my whole thing was just to go out and explore and just leave home. And then when I met Croth in our first group in Waterdeep, my new objectives were with them. And then after that, since then, I'm pretty much just helping Croth find the symbol and find out whatever information because I never really left the monastery, and neither did my dad or his dad or any dad, and the whole family was just in this monk place in this small area. So Burton just wanted to leave.
So, in based on that, helping Croft will also help put your business to rest.
Exactly, yeah. I don't necessarily have my own business. My own business is others' business, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So we just kind of like both of our characters just kind of like ended up in a major city as complete noobs.
Yeah.
Being he was from a monastery, then Cross from like the middle of nowhere. Like, oh look, people. How do I people?
Well, I hope if there's anything I can do to help either of you or all of you, I'm happy to help.
Well,
That's why I'm here.
You've been deflecting, Cicero.
I
What do you want to
don't
tell us?
I don't think that's the case.
Sorry, I
What
do have
about
to. I do have to get going.
Okay.
But
Oh.
when is the next game? Is it next week or
2
2
weeks.
weeks?
2
weeks.
2
Okay.
weeks, week after next. So,
Okay.
The
I
21st.
should, as far as I
Okay.
know, nothing's planned, so
It
I
is
should be good
now.
for that.
Fantastic. I'll see you later, busy.
See you,
All right.
Fizz.
Yeah. See you guys then.
Bye,
Fizz.
Bye.
Fizz.
Nighty night.
so Maya wants to point at Cicero and go, she might take you up on that. Be careful if that deity, god dude, vampire lord, whatever he ends up being, doesn't honor his end of the deal and send her home. She will totally tap you as a resource since you seem to have some weirdly placed knowledge about where she came from that you're not supposed to have, but she has not forgotten. And then she points at Croth and goes, but in the meantime, you have my help. My staff is yours. You have my staff. Her Croft's story about village burning down and not knowing why and being oddly targeted, that rings really, really, really close to home for Maya. So it's almost become like some part of her kind of now hopes that she doesn't get ported straight home because she wants to help Croft with that.
I am 100% on board with first killing he who shall not be named because he seems like a prick and I think
We need to cleanse the land. of
deserves to
this evil.
die. Again,
Repeatedly.
yes,
Right.
multiple times. And I don't use that word lightly as someone who is well versed in eloquence, but he really does seem the sort based on the letter that I read of his.
Yeah,
And
we
just
really need to learn more about vampires in general.
yeah.
Agreed.
But thankfully, we're in the right place for it.
Well,
I
I don't
wonder-
want.
Sorry.
I don't want this to be like on the job kind of learning. I'd like to go in with some advanced knowledge
Right.
and not find out afterwards that certain things don't work on him.
I
Maybe it's like maybe while everyone's like catching up, once we get back into the game, maybe Sparkle kind of falls into her sneaky ways, and she's just kind of looking around for some literature or something on vampires in the house.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I was
yeah.
thinking maybe if we get to an abbey or a monastery, if the people there aren't very helpful, then I'll sneak into where they keep their scrolls and
Even a
stuff like
village that's
that,
not
Right.
and see if I
here.
can find.
Also, the
Right,
Vistani
because this
seem
is
to
a
know
very
a lot
backwater.
about the Vistani also seem to know a lot about Strahd. Maybe they could tell us more too, if we found one that was actually talk to us and not run out.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem, though.
Maybe they're like in on it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm inclined to think that they kind of like work. They're not working for him, but they're not working against him either, because the survival of their
Right.
people kind of rests on his kindness,
Right.
if that's the right kind of word.
That seems right. That based on what they were saying is that they were kind of treated as higher than these other people because they helped him before.
A division?
Hmm.
Um, but yes, Maya, when the time comes, if the solution is not given to you, I will try and find you a way back home because
Oh, we all will. I'm sure. I
finding
do
your
it. I
family
can
is
help.
important.
It is. It is. And you still haven't told us, Cicero.
As to what?
Why are you
Well, what's
here?
your end game? Why are you here?
Um, the short version is I need to find who owns who who owned this violin before me.
Where did you get it?
Um,
Have you checked to see if there's a name in Sharpie?
On the inside of the violin.
I don't know what Sharpie is, but I can say that there is not a name on it. That's why I've been asking people if they recognize it, because this is an exotic instrument. Not too many people I know play the violin.
So you didn't inherit this?
I did. My mother gave it to
Oh.
me, but it was not
Oh.
hers.
Oh.
Hmm.
So Maya
she
is suddenly
say
very
that's
curious. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Did she say how she got it?
My mother didn't tell me about this violin. I inherited it.
Oh. Okay. I think I get what you're saying without saying it. That's
Yes.
okay. I'm sorry. Did I
So-
interrupt you, Maya? I'm sorry.
Nope. Maya thought she interrupted you because of some weird localized lag thing. Anyways, so Maya's now eyeballing Cicero's violin, and she thinks she spots something familiar and wants to hold out her hand. Doesn't say anything, just hold out her hand. Because she's that kind of bitch.
To inspect the violin.
Yes.
Cross the palm with
She
silver.
wiggles her fingers at it insistently again with a look.
Cicero will very gently extend the violin out with reverence.
So Maya takes it with surprising care, and she kind of looks at everybody and goes, "What? My captain had played musical instruments, and she would have kicked me to the sharks if I didn't handle her babies correctly."
You
Is
were a
she-
pirate?
Semantics.
Awesome. I had a friend in Waterdeep. He was a pirate. He was a
Let-
minotaur.
Let's just say, if we all come across any sort of airships or mechanical constructs that run off of aetherite, she's your engineer. Until then, she's not sure any of her seafaring experience will come in handy here.
Maya, you know that's going to mean absolutely nothing to most of these people.
And she sighs and just kind of goes back to the violin, and she turns it over. And-
I've heard of it.
I really want to get a picture of the violin, but I haven't found a good one yet. I've done a lot of research to try and find a good one.
Didn't you post one in group chat?
I thought there
Enemy's
was one.
Mama?
Yeah, you did a while ago.
Did I post that, or did I think I posted it as a joke because I think it was like a skull and like made. I
No,
don't.
I remember a violin.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it
it was
was.
violin.
It was a creepy violin, but I don't think I don't know. Let me look. Oh well, it would take forever to go back to it.